As dawn breaks over London, the iconic silhouette of Tower Bridge stands like a sentinel against the soft golden hues of the early morning sky. The rhythmic lapping of the River Thames beneath its arches fills the air, mingling with the distant hum of city life awakening above. Jack, a seasoned fisherman in his late 50s, arrives at his cherished spot, his weathered boat bobbing softly on the gentle current. With a well-loved rod slung over his shoulder and a battered tackle box in hand, he breathes in the briny scent of the river, feeling the familiar comfort of his sanctuary. The world above is a distant echo, filled with the honks of traffic and chatter of passers-by, but down here, time seems to slow. Jack smiles to himself, relishing the tranquility of the moment as he prepares for another day, casting his line into the depths, ready to let the river reveal its secrets. With each dawn, Jack found comfort in the predictable rhythm of his mornings. His well-loved fishing rod, worn tackle box, and the familiar weight of the cast net in his hands felt like extensions of himself. The kettle whistled softly as he brewed his strong tea, the steam curling lazily into the crisp morning air. As he settled into his boat, he cast his line into the glistening water, the lure splashing gently with a promise of possibility. The city above began to wake, filled with the distant honks of taxis and murmurs of early commuters. Jack often found solace in the juxtaposition of his tranquil world against the bustling life above. With each cast, he felt connected to the past, memories of his late father teaching him the delicate art of fishing filling his mind. Today, like every other day, was a quiet reminder that amid life's chaos, the Thames remained a steady source of calm. The soft hum of the waking city echoed above, a world whose pace stood in stark contrast to Jack's tranquil retreat beneath Tower Bridge. He cast his line into the River Thames, watching the ripples spread, a momentary disruption in the stillness. A nearby boat rocked gently, and the distant sounds of honking cars and the chatter of early morning tourists floated down like distant whispers. As Jack brewed a cup of strong tea, the steam curled into the cool morning air, mingling with the earthy scents of the river. With each sip, memories surfaced, the laughter of his late father teaching him to fish, their quiet moments spent waiting for bites. Here, Jack found peace, a sanctuary where the world's chaos faded away, allowing space for reflection. The hustle above served only to heighten the beauty of his solitude, grounding him in his purpose, as the river sang its soothing song, a reminder of the life that thrived beneath its surface. As Jack prepared his tackle for the day, a flicker of movement caught his eye along the riverbank. He turned to see a young woman hesitantly lingering at the edge of the water, her gaze fixed on him with an expression of intrigue. Clara, in her early 30s, felt an inexplicable pull toward this tranquil scene, a sharp contrast to the chaotic city above. Though she was a stranger, something about Jack's calm presence felt inviting. Gathering her courage, she stepped closer, her heart racing with both curiosity and uncertainty. "Excuse me," she called out, her voice barely rising above the subtle whispers of the river. "Can I join you?" Jack studied her for a moment, noting the mix of excitement and hesitation on her face. He sensed her longing to escape the noise of life above and found himself unexpectedly enchanted. "Sure," he replied, a smile breaking through his weathered features. As she stepped aboard, a new day of possibilities began to unfold beneath the bridge. Clara hesitated for a moment, the soft morning light dancing on the river's surface, casting a golden gleam across her inquisitive face. The relentless hum of London above felt like a distant memory here, yet something about the solitary figure caught her attention. She took a deep breath, summoning the courage to approach. "Excuse me," she called out, her voice barely above the gentle lapping of the waves. Jack looked up, slightly startled but intrigued by the unexpected presence. "Mind if I join you?" Clara asked, a trace of shyness in her tone. Jack's brow furrowed with hesitation. He was used to solitude, finding comfort in the quiet rituals of his fishing. Yet, as he met Clara's hopeful gaze, something shifted within him. With a reluctant smile, he nodded. "All right, then. Just don't scare the fish away." Clara grinned, the warmth in her expression bridging the gap between them, and together they settled into the rhythm of the morning, casting their lines and inviting the day ahead. As the sun climbed higher, casting a warm glow on the water, Jack and Clara settled into a comfortable rhythm. the sound of the gentle lapping waves creating a soft backdrop to their growing camaraderie. Each cast of the line became a dance of unspoken understanding, and as they waited for bites, small talk gradually gave way to deeper conversations. Jack shared his fond memories of fishing with his father, the lessons intertwined with laughter and patience. Clara listened intently, her eyes reflecting the vivid nostalgia in his voice. She began to unburden her own story, revealing the relentless pace of her life in London, a world consumed by expectations and noise. With every shared word, the divide between them faded, reinforcing the connection that was blossoming beneath the iconic arches of Tower Bridge. They were two souls linked by a shared moment, both seeking solace in the gentle embrace of the Thames. As they settled into the rhythm of casting lines and reeling them in, Jack glanced at Clara, her eyes wide with curiosity. "You know," he began, "the Thames has its secrets. They say there are treasures lost to time, hidden under the water right where we sit." Clara leaned forward, intrigued. "Like what?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. "Legend has it, somewhere along this river lies a sunken ship filled with gold," Jack explained, his tone dipping into the realm of folklore. "And then there are whispers of mermaids, luring sailors with their songs. Some claim they still hear those melodies on quiet nights." Clara smiled, enchanted by his stories. It was a stark contrast to her daily grind, meetings, deadlines, and the endless hum of city life. Here, under the ancient arches of Tower Bridge, the fantastical seemed possible, filling her with a sense of wonder she had long forgotten. She yearned for these moments to last, to escape the mundane and embrace the mystery of the world around her. As they waited for a tug on their lines, moments of comfortable silence enveloped them. The gentle lapping of the Thames mirrored the ebb and flow of their thoughts. Jack glanced at Clara, seeing her gaze fixed on the water, a mix of contemplation and tranquility etched across her face. He could sense the weight of her unspoken worries, the pressures that thrummed just beneath her surface. In the stillness, he found himself reflecting on the countless mornings spent beneath this bridge, where the world above felt like a distant, chaotic dream. The river, with its whispers and soft currents, had always provided him solace, an escape from life's demands. Clara turned to him then, her expression softening, as if she too grasped this shared weight of unarticulated longing. In that silent moment, a bond forged over unspoken understanding emerged, solidifying their unexpected connection beneath Tower Bridge, a sacred space where two disparate lives momentarily intertwined. The sun climbed higher, casting glimmers across the Thames, when suddenly Jack felt a powerful tug on his line. His heart raced, a surge of adrenaline coursing through him. He steadied himself, gripping the rod firmly. With a surprising burst of energy for his age, he began the delicate dance of reeling in his catch. Clara watched, her eyes wide with anticipation, the quiet of the morning amplified by her excitement. As Jack expertly fought against the thrumming pull from beneath the surface, a shimmering flash broke the water, a stunning silver fish, glistening like a treasure dragged from the depths. Jack's smile widened as he gently lifted the fish into the boat, its scales reflecting the sunlight. "Look at that beauty," he exclaimed, handing it to Clara. In that fleeting moment, neither spoke. They simply marveled at the rarity of the catch. Jack felt that it symbolized hope, a reminder that unexpected joys often lurked in life's depths, waiting to be discovered. As Jack cradled the shimmering silver fish, its scales glistening like a treasure, he turned to Clara with a warm smile. "This one's special," he said, allowing the moment to linger. "It's a symbol of new beginnings, a reminder that life often surprises us in ways we least expect." Clara's eyes widened, absorbing the weight of his words. The fish, with its beauty reflecting the dance of sunlight on the water, felt almost magical in her hands. It represented not just an astonishing catch, but the flicker of hope she'd been seeking amidst the noise of her life. Jack continued, his voice steady and gentle. "Sometimes we get so caught up in the rush that we forget to look for the unexpected joys. This fish is a nudge to take a chance, to embrace what life has to offer." Clara nodded, feeling an unspoken bond deepen between them, as if the river itself flowed through their shared understanding, weaving their stories together with its currents. As the sun climbed higher, Clara found her words flowing more easily, sharing the weight of her life with Jack. Every day feels the same, she confessed, her gaze lingering on the rippling water. I wake up, rush through the motions, and drown in the noise of the city. It's exhausting. Jack nodded, understanding the turmoil of urban life, the grind that often drowns out quiet joys. The river, it's my escape, he said, searching her eyes for understanding. Out here, time slows down. You find clarity in the silence. Clara considered his words, the serenity of the Thames wrapping around her like a comforting blanket. She felt the tether of her hectic life loosening, if only for a moment. Jack spoke softly, encouraging her to carve out spaces of peace amid the chaos, nudging her to seek joy and connection in the world around her. Their shared experience deepened their bond, the calm beneath the bridge a promise of hope. As the sun began its descent, casting a warm glow over the Thames, the once gentle rhythm of the river was conspicuously mingled with the increasing clamor of the city above. Clara's laughter, which had floated across the water throughout the day, began to fade, replaced by the distant sounds of honking cars and excited tourists. She glanced up at the bridge, a bridge that felt almost like an old friend she had known but never truly appreciated. Jack sensed her growing unease, the tug of her responsibilities calling her back to the whirlwind of urban life. He could see the light in her eyes dimming slightly, even as the joy of their time together lingered. "I should get back," Clara said, her voice soft yet firm. Jack nodded, knowing all too well the pull of the world above. Yet he also felt a flicker of hope. Perhaps their encounter was not merely a fleeting moment, but the start of something deeper. As the sun began its descent, casting warm hues across the Thames, Clara stood at the edge of the river, her heart a mix of exhilaration and reluctance. She turned to Jack, who offered a reassuring smile, his weathered face reflecting the wisdom of a man who had seen much, yet appreciated the beauty in each fleeting moment. "Promise me we'll do this again," she said, her voice barely above a whisper, the noise of the city above pressing in on them. Jack nodded, fishing out a piece of paper and a pen from his pocket. They exchanged numbers, each digit a thread weaving their lives closer together. "Don't let the city drown you," he advised gently, his eyes holding a glint of understanding. Clara met his gaze, feeling a bond form even in this brief encounter. With a final wave, she turned and walked towards the bustling streets, leaving Jack beneath the bridge, a quiet sentinel once more, hopeful for what tomorrow might bring.